guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, then welcome. So for today's video, I'm going to be doing a full face of TJMAXX and Marshall's makeup. Now I know my last video was also a full face, one brand, which was Shop Miss A, but I have found so many great finds at TJMAXX and Marshall's that I had to do another full face because I've been dying to try all these products. So hopefully you guys don't mind. But so yeah, if you guys want to see me create a full face of TJMAXX and Marshall's makeup, then just keep on watching. Okay, so I'm going to start off with an eyeshadow primer. Now this I did not find at TJMAXX or Marshalls, but I have not found any eye primers recently, so I'm just going to be using this one. This is the MAC Soft Ochre Paint Pot. For my eyeshadow palette today, I'm going to be using the Anastasia Beverly Hills Riviera palette. Now this is the only palette that I have from TJMAXX or Marshalls, so we're just going to go ahead and use this. And I bought this for $24.99 at Marshalls. I'm going to start off by taking this shade right here, and this is called Coastline. And I'm going to just take my fluffy brush. I'm going to fluff that into my crease. I really want to use this blue on my lid. But my issue is I don't have another shade that's a little bit darker than this to put into my crease. The next darkest shade that will go with this look is this brown. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a very light hand of this shade called Palm, and I'm going to put that in my crease. I'm going back in with my fluffy brush in that first shade I used. I'm going to go over this and blend it out. I'm going to go ahead and take that deep brown again called Palm, and I'm just going to smudge that. This is very pigmented. I'm just going to go ahead and put that on my outer corner. Now I'm going to go ahead and take some concealer and I'm going to cut my crease. Now I'm going to go ahead and take this blue shade called Seychelles, I guess. I just looked it up because I had no idea how to say it. And I'm just going to take a flat shader brush and we're going to pack that onto the lid. To tone down this blue just a little bit, I'm going to go ahead and take the shade Mediterranean with the same brush, and I'm just going to put that right on top. I'm going to go back in with this shade Palm. I'm going to go ahead and blend out this outer corner. Okay, so that's all I'm going to do for the eyeshadow right now. I will go back and do my lower lash line a little bit later on. My only disclaimer on this palette is I wish there was a few more brown shades just so I had more shades to like blend into my crease and then put the blue on top. You can definitely just use 3 colors for an eyeshadow look, but I'm kind of excessive and I like to really blend out the crease. But otherwise, it's a really great palette. I love their formula, so not complaining formula-wise. I just wish there was a few more brown shades in this palette. That's all. That's all I have to say. There is also a little bit of fallout, but that's why I do my eyes first. Just in case there is any fallout, I can just easily wipe it away. But it is kind of typical with the Anastasia palettes to have a little bit of fallout and a little bit of kickback. Alright, so now we're going to move on to the face, and for primer, I have the Marc Jacobs Undercover Perfecting Coconut Face Primer. Now when I saw this, I nearly died because I've been dying to try this primer, and I did not want to pay however much it was at Sephora. It was a ridiculous amount, and I was not going to pay that. So when I found it, I nearly died, and I just cannot wait to try it. I found this at Marshalls for $19.99. Still a little bit pricey, but not really because it is Marc Jacobs. So it's pretty liquidy when I pump it out, but let's go ahead and apply this. I've been really wanting to try the setting spray that also came out with this line, which I have not found, but I saw someone else find it a while ago, so I've been on the hunt for it, but Haven't found it yet, so kind of disappointed, but hopefully I will. So it doesn't really have a coconut scent like I thought it would, but the claims are that it's skin smoothing and a makeup maximizer. That's all it really says, but I have heard that it's really good for dry skin, so, which I don't really have dry skin, but it doesn't hurt to give it a try. I'm also going to go ahead and use one of my favorite primer waters. I love the Smashbox primer water. It's one of my favorites, but I found this one at, I think, TJMAXX. It's the Smashbox in the Wood Witch Crystallized Photo Finish Love Ritual Primer Water. I found this for $10. Can't beat it. That is extremely cheap. And this is the Jasmine and Rose scent. Oh my god, that smells so good. This has a very subtle rose scent. I was scared it was going to be too overpowering, but it definitely wasn't. So I really like the way this smells. It smells really good. Now for foundation, hopefully this matches me. This is the Becca Ultimate Coverage 24-Hour Foundation in Sand. I got this at TJMAXX for $9.99. And when this foundation first came out, I really wanted to try it because I heard that it's like transfer proof. What does it actually say on here? Like full coverage, weightless, breathable, long wear, natural finish. That sort of stuff. So when I saw this, when it first launched, I was like, oh my god, I have to try that. And I actually did buy it once, and I got the wrong shade, so I never tried it. So here it is in my hands again, and I'm actually going to try it this time. Hopefully this matches me. I have a feeling it's not going to, because my boyfriend was like, oh, that matches, because I was like, hey, does this look okay? He's like, yeah, it looks fine. I don't really know, but it's fine. I'm like, alright, so if this doesn't match, I'm blaming it on him. Alright, so I'm just going to go ahead and take my Real Technique sponge. I'm going to go ahead and apply this. The shade match actually, it's not too bad. It's a little bit yellow, but it's definitely doable. It's definitely the right like shade, not undertone, but that's okay. Okay, so looking at it up close, it's definitely not my favorite foundation I've ever tried as far as right now. Of course, wearing it throughout the day, it might look a little bit different, but you can still see some of my breakouts peeking through, so it's definitely medium to full coverage and not so much full. And it's definitely a natural finish because it's not too matte and it's not too dewy, so definitely in the middle. But yeah, it's not my favorite, but it's not the worst either. I've definitely tried worse foundations. Alrighty, now for concealer, I have the Laura Mercier Flawless Fusion Ultra Longwear Concealer in the shade 0.5N, and I got this for $9.99 at TJMAXX. I'm going to do one eye at a time just in case it dries quick or anything. So I'm reading the back of this box and it says, long wearing, high performance, weightless concealer gives 12 hours of medium to full coverage that's crease, transfer, and water resistant. Wow, that's actually really cool. So it's definitely medium to full. It's not completely full for sure, but definitely medium to full coverage. And from a distance, as far as right now, I'm loving the way this looks on my skin. 10 out of 10 for the concealer so far. I just looked at it up close and I love it. It's definitely got that like natural finish. I don't know how to explain it. It's not natural, it's not matte, it's not dewy. You can tell it's very hydrating under the eyes, if that makes sense, but not greasy. I don't know how to explain it. I really like it, so we'll see how it wears. I'm gonna go ahead and put another layer because I want to see if I can build up the coverage a little bit, especially under my eyes. Like, my dark circles are so bad. Yeah, you can definitely build up the coverage. Not a crazy amount, but you can definitely build it up for sure. You can see the difference a little bit. And it's definitely not crease proof because I can already see it creasing, but like I said, all concealers do that. It's not really something you can really get away from. Really love this concealer. Love it, love it, love it. My favorite product so far, I think. Alright, the next product, I'm going to tell you a little funny story about this. So I went to Ulta with my boyfriend, and I was going to buy this product, okay? And I didn't end up getting it. Went to, where did I go? Went to TJMAXX the next day and found it there. And I was like, are you freaking kidding me? Thank God I didn't buy it at Ulta. This is the Anastasia Beverly Hills Loose Setting Powder and Translucent. And this was $12.99, which is a steal, because this is like a $30 powder, I want to say. Alright, so I'm going to put some in the cap. And I am going to bake today just because I want to see what it does if I do bake. So I'm just going to take my Shop Miss A, I think this is the microfiber sponge. I can't quite remember. Just going to put some on my sponge. I'm going to go ahead and blend this out again because it did crease. And then I'm going to set it. Alright, that's all I do for baking. And then I just take a fluffy brush with whatever's left. And I just set the rest of my face. Go ahead and sweep this away. Okay, so I feel like it might have darkened my concealer a touch, but it's still lighter than the rest of my face, so I'm definitely not complaining. And looking at it up close, it looks really, really nice. It doesn't look dry at all, and it did not patch funny anywhere, so far so good. Next is bronzer. I have this Anastasia powder bronzer in the shade Rich Amber, and I got this at TJMAXX for $10.99. When I looked it up online, it said that this one would be the best for my skin tone, so that's why I picked up this shade. We'll see if that's true. It's not bad at all. It's not too warm. I was expecting it to be more orange, but it's definitely not bad. It's definitely super pigmented, so use a light hand for sure. Love this bronzer so far. No patchiness, nothing. Everything blended perfectly, and I love the shade. I definitely think that was a good choice. I was scared it was going to be a little bit too warm, but it definitely wasn't, so super happy about that. Alright, next is blush. I have this NARS blush in the shade Impassioned, and this was $12.99 at TJMAXX. I already know I love the NARS blushes. I have two shades in my collection. One's Orgasm, and I can't remember the shade of the other one, so I already know I love them. But let's see if I like this shade. I'm looking at it right now, and it might be too light. I forgot how light this was, but I'm just gonna try it and see what happens. Yeah, that's a little bit too light, I think. Okay, so that was the only new blush that I had in my new TJMAXX and Marshalls product drawer. But this one I did find at either TJMAXX or Marshalls, I can't remember. And it's in the shade Super Orgasm. So correction from earlier, I called it Orgasm. I was close. So I'm just going to use this instead. I'm telling you right now, if you find this blush and you look at it and you're like, wow, that is so shimmery, I can't wear that. Trust me, buy it. It's really not that shimmery on the skin, and it's so freaking gorgeous. You need to try it. If you find it, get it. Okay, so now for highlight. I've heard amazing things about this, and I've been looking for this for a while, and I finally found it the other day, and I cannot wait to try it. I've heard it's amazing. So this is the Pixie Glowy Gosh Amber Duo, I think. And I found this at TJMAXX for $5.99. Okay, so there is a shade name on this. It's called the Delicate Dew. And I'm going to go ahead and take my Bretman Rock highlight brush with this shade right here. Holy moly. You guys were not wrong about this. I went live on Instagram yesterday and I was showing you guys some finds, like some TJMAXX and Marshalls finds. And you guys said to use this in my video. And you guys were definitely not wrong. This is so gorgeous. And I'm not having any issues laying product on top of that powder, which is really good. Love this highlighter. I have a feeling it's going to be one of my new favorites. So good. Alright, I'm just going to go ahead and finish up under my eyes really quick. I'm just going to take the shade Coastline and Palm, and I'm just going to put that on my lower lash line. For the brows, I'm going to be using the Benefit Brow Contour Pro. This is in the shade Brown Medium, and I didn't realize that the second shade Medium, they actually have a light as well, but I didn't find that at my TJMAXX, so I just got it in Medium. I probably won't use the concealer or highlight side. I'll probably just use the brow pencil, but I got this at TJMAXX for $7.99. I'm going to start off with the lighter shade just in case. I felt like the blonde was going to be too light, but I could be wrong. Okay, so I just used the lighter shade to fill in my entire brow. I'm so glad I didn't use the deeper shade because it would have been way too dark. So I definitely think I could go with the blonde, so I'll probably go buy that. I mean, my brows match my roots right now, but that's with the lighter shade, and I want to be able to do an ombre brow, so I'll probably go back and get the blonde one. But otherwise, it's working really, really well, and I'm not really having any issues. My only complaint is that there is no spoolie, but I have one, and I'll make do with what I got. Overall though, it is a really great brow product for sure. I do really like it. Okay, now this I didn't find at TJ Maxx, but I want to lighten up my brows a little bit. So I'm just going to use this Essence Make Me Brow in Blondie Brows. I'm just going back in with my highlighter really quick, and I'm going to highlight my inner corner and my brow bone. Okay, so I haven't found any new mascaras that have really caught my eye, so I'm just going to use this one that I have found at TJMAXX and Marshalls before. This is the IT Cosmetics Superhero Mascara. Alright, so for lashes, I think I'm going to use these ones. I'm going to have to see how they look really quick. But this is the Velour Luxe Foam Ink Lashes in the style Worst Behavior. And this was $7.99 at Marshalls. Definitely going to be using these lashes. They are so gorgeous. I freaking love these lashes. They look so good. I'm obsessed with these. Obsessed. Okay, so now for the lips, I'm going to use this Laura Mercier Longwear Lip Liner in the shade Naked. And I found this at Marshalls for $5.99. It's definitely on the drier side for a lip pencil, which isn't necessarily a bad thing, because usually that means it will help make your lipstick last longer. Not in love with this lip pencil. I don't know what I was expecting. I was expecting it to be better because it is Laura Mercier. But yeah, I don't know if it's the shade I don't like. I don't know. Not loving it. Not my favorite. Now for lipstick, I'm going to try out this shade and see if it looks okay. This is the MAC Amplified Creme Lipstick in the shade Blankety, and this was $7.99 at Marshalls. Okay, I think that's a good lip color. I'm not mad at it. Now the last product I'm going to be trying is the Smashbox Photo Finish Setting Spray. This came out not too long ago, and when it launched, I wanted to get it so bad, and I honestly forgot about it. And then I saw it at, where did I see it? TJ Maxx, and I grabbed it. I was so excited. And this was $14.99 at TJ Maxx. Love the fine mist because I know it's getting everywhere and it's not glopping on in certain spots. It says, studio tip, mist between steps to set and secure layers of makeup. Makes foundation transfer proof, non-sticky and non-greasy. I'm definitely going to have to try this sometime, like all day wear, and see if it actually works. But so far I really like the mister. It's just like the primer water, so I really like it. Alrighty guys, this is the completed look. Not too shabby. The eyeshadow definitely grew on me for sure. I'm starting to love it. But I'd have to say the products I wasn't obsessed with was definitely this Becca foundation. I just don't like the way it's laying on my skin right now. I don't know, it just looks like dry. Not dry, but I don't know. I just don't like the way it's laying on my skin. I definitely have to try it for a longer period of time and see if throughout the day it might start to look better, because sometimes foundations, they can look bad at first and throughout the day they look better and better. So I definitely have to try it, or I definitely have to try it with MAC Fix Plus. I feel like that might help my situation. But so yeah, I wasn't a fan of this. I also wasn't a huge fan of this Laura Mercier lip liner. It just was kind of dry and not super creamy. I don't know if I just have to sharpen it or whatnot, but just not in love with it, and I wasn't a huge fan of the color. And the last product is this palette. I love the packaging. I love Anastasia's eyeshadow formula, so that's not the problem. It's just the colors. I love the shades in here. I just wish there was more shades for the crease. I would definitely have to play around with it and see if I can create any other looks, but I feel like with this palette, you can't really create a ton of looks. I don't know, I could be wrong. Looking at it right now, I can only see maybe like 3 or 4 looks I could create. I don't know. But it is super pretty. I love the packaging and I love the colors, but I feel like they don't really go together that well. But so yeah, that completes today's video. Let me know some products you guys have found recently in the comments down below. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, be sure to let me know in the comments down below and give this video a big thumbs up. And also, if you're new to my channel, be sure to click the subscribe button down below and turn on the notification bell so you get notified every time I upload a new video. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye!